I'm doing well, Alina. Nice to meet you. Can I ask you where you're from?
Mm, yes, I'm from Russia, from Novosibirsk.
Ah, you're
I
Russian. Okay.
yeah, I live in academic town in Novosibirsk, and I study here at university.
Excellent. So may I ask what you are studying? What subject?
Well, my specialty is economics,
Ah,
economics and math.
yes. You are a data analyst. You will be using
Uh,
your math and your economic
yes.
background to look at trends in markets, in economic industries, and you're going to try to make predictions. You're going to try to solve problems in that way. Very cool. So it's nice to meet you. You are from
Nice to meet you too.
Russia. You are Alina. And how can I help you with English?
Well, um, uh,
Do your best.
um, I think that I have an intermediate level of English, and mm, and the main my problem is speaking. I want to learn how to speak fluently. I want to know more words, I mean vocabulary. Mm, I also have on this Monday. mm, I don't know how to say it in English. So
Maybe a job interview on Monday?
yeah, a job interview, and they want me to have upper intermediate level, and I must show them that I
Okay.
have upper intermediate level.
Okay. So this is Monday. I'm going to look at my schedule real quick. One quick second here. So today's Saturday. Do you have time for a lesson tomorrow and Monday
Yes.
before your interview?
Uh,
Because maybe it'll be a good idea if we have a lesson tomorrow and then one maybe a couple of hours before your interview so you're more fresh with English. Just a suggestion.
mm, well, I think that tomorrow I have some
Hmm.
time to
Okay.
have a lesson, but on Monday, I think no.
Okay, no problem, no problem. So we can definitely work tomorrow fairly aggressively with your job interview. Um, would you would you like to do a 2 hour session tomorrow?
Mm, I don't know. I think that okay. I think that 1 hour tomorrow
Sure, is enough for you.
is enough.
Okay, perfect.
But if it's not, I will try to.
You can book another hour perhaps.
So
Yeah.
yes.
I'm just trying to get ahead in case we get through the hour and you feel like you want more, at least we have it ready. We can always cancel the second hour. So just to give you options for tomorrow. My
Mhm.
schedule is open tomorrow. I have maybe 2 classes tomorrow. So in terms of my availability, I'm available pretty much all day for you, and I can focus on you tomorrow and your job interview and all your job interview
Uh-huh.
questions
Uh-huh.
and all these things. I can really help you tomorrow. So it's a good time for me.
Uh-huh. I
Okay?
think if it's not enough tomorrow, it would be better to. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. I just want to make sure,
To.
as long as you know I have a lot of time for you tomorrow, that's what's important. Monday becomes a little tricky because my schedule does become a little bit more booked on Monday, but
I would
For
try
sure tomorrow.
to come. Sorry, I would
Hmm.
try to come up with my time schedule on Monday, and if it's not enough to have only 1 hour tomorrow, I
Okay.
think that we can have 1 hour on Monday
Sure, sure,
also.
sure. No
Okay.
problem. Yeah, I'm looking at my Monday schedule and it's getting very, very tight. So I might have time for a 30-minute session, something like that. Let me show you my schedule here. Screen share
Okay.
here. So this is tomorrow, my Monday. Right now for me it is 7 a.m. So this is my 7 o'clock slot right here. So tomorrow at 7, I'm busy. I'm busy at 8, but I am available at 9. So if you needed a slot tomorrow, I could do Monday. I could do one at 9 at that time. Okay, I'll go ahead and stop sharing that window. There we go. All right,
Okay.
very, very good. Okay, so well, we can get started on some of your job interview questions today if you like. We do have a little bit of time. Um, After your job interview, are you looking to take lessons as well?
Yes.
Ah, excellent,
Yes,
excellent,
but only 1 or 2 hours a week.
excellent. Yes, that's nice maintenance to help you elevate. So then let's do today's trial lesson with kind of a general perspective in mind as far as how I teach, because you still have the opportunity to choose me or another tutor to be your ultimate instructor. So I do want to give you my best experience at how I do some of these things. So I'm going to type a word in our chat. And if you can look at the chat, I typed a word. Go ahead and read that word out for me.
Just read this word. Yes.
Yes.
Mm, dingy.
Good. Good job. Good
Yes,
job. Yes, you
but
had
I don't.
50%. You had 50%, right? It would be dingy or dingy,
Uh,
and you
uh
success. So good job. Um,
I don't know
no
what
problem.
does it mean.
No problem. I don't expect you to know this word. This is a word that we use in America. It's a common
Mm-hmm.
word, but it's not the most popular word, and so most foreigners don't know it. So that's why I kind of throw this word out usually in my trial lessons. So let's talk
Okay.
about dingy, because one of your requests is to improve your vocabulary. You want more words, more things to say. And so you should get a taste or experience how I teach vocabulary words. Okay? So this is how it works. We have this
Mm-hmm.
word dingy, and I'll explain what this means. Think of a beautiful hotel in St. Petersburg, Russia. $400 US per night. It's going to get you a
Mm-hmm.
wonderful room. You open the curtains and you can see the wonderful vista of the St. Petersburg city skyline. It's just wonderful. When you use the room, the next day, the room service comes and they change everything. All of the linens, the sheets, the pillows, the towels, everything gets refreshed, clean and brand new. You get what you pay for. All right? Now let's talk about dingy. We're going to think of the $50 US per night motel.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in and it smells like cigarettes. It's dirty, it's dark, it's drab, it's boring. It's You open the window to get some fresh air and there's another building right next to you. There's no vista. It's just the wall of another room right in front of you. You'll be lucky if they change the sheets and the pillows and towels. You'll
Mm-hmm.
be lucky if they change it. So be careful when you rent these motels. These are dingy motels. Okay? So you can also be in an old dingy car, right? In Moscow, in Russia, you see beautiful new cars, but you see these old 1970s, 30, 40-year-old cars, these dingy cars driving down the roads in Russia. You can have a dingy old boat. You can have a dingy old garage. A room can be dingy. A dress can be dingy. Many things can be dingy, can be dark and drab, right? Boring. So think about some place around you. What would you describe as dingy? Try
Um,
hard. I'll give you an idea. I bet you I could find a bar where I can find some vodka and it's just a dingy
yeah, yeah,
old bar, right?
yeah. Well, I live in academic town, so so I think
It's nice.
there are no such places
Okay, good,
as
good.
dingy bars.
Right, there's a dingy bar in the academic town. Usually there's something that's always dingy about some place where we're living. So maybe there's a closet in your house and it's just storage and you just have a couple of
uh,
coats and some shoes or
closet,
something.
closet.
A
What does it mean?
closet. Let me show you what a closet looks like, okay? One second.
Um,
Yes,
where?
closet's like a small room that you would open where you might store something like
Mhm.
um, coats, jackets,
Okay, okay, I understand.
shoes, things like that, right?
Yeah,
So this is what would be a closet.
like a wardrobe. Yes, or no?
It could be for a wardrobe, but usually, let's say a closet in your house will, let's see,
Mm-hmm.
a home closet.
It's like a room. Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like a small little room where you can put little things in here. Right, this little closet, they turned it into an
Mm-hmm.
office, but maybe somebody else would have coats and jackets and some boxes, maybe shoes, boots, umbrellas, things
Okay.
that you don't really use all the time. So sometimes your
Mm-hmm.
closet
Mm-hmm.
is a dingy closet, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes that becomes dingy because you don't put too much attention to it or something like that. Or maybe the attic of your house. You have an attic where, are you familiar with an
I check.
attic? Um,
Mm-hmm.
One moment. I will be happy to tell you what attic is. I will send it to you in the chat.
Okay.
An attic.
Uh-huh. Ah, okay.
Okay.
I understand. Yes.
How do you say that in Russian?
Yes.
Uh,
Uh,
how do you pronounce this word in Russian?
чердак.
Чердак. Okay.
Чердак.
Чердак. Thank you. Next time I talk about an attic, I will remember чердак.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I have a few Russian students. You will be maybe
Mm-hmm.
my fifth Russian students, and they're
Mm-hmm.
all great. Some of are from Kazakhstan, some are from
Mm-hmm.
Belarus, Ukraine, um, St. Petersburg, Moscow, and so welcome to my uh, group of Russian students. I am learning to speak, not learning to speak Russian, but I'm learning the Russian accent because some of my students want help deconstructing their Russian accent when they speak English, and they want to sound more native, more fluent, more
Mm-hmm.
intelligible. So I should ask you, is that something that you would like to do later in the future and maybe improve your diction, your pronunciation, your accent? Is that something that interests you?
Mm. Oh, of course, I want to. I want to speak like
Like an American.
native.
Okay,
Yes,
okay, great, great.
but
Um,
it's just a dream.
It's
It's
not a
just.
dream. It's a possibility. It depends on the student. Not everybody has the ability to do it, but everybody has the ability to improve some. Some have the ability to improve much more than others. So let me give you an example of the Russian accent as it speaks English. So Zikar, right? I would like to go to Z movies. So if you notice, instead of saying I want to go to the movies, a typical Russian accent says I want to go to the movies. The movies. So that is one of the things that we have to work on, that you have to work on over time, because that's the first thing that you should do to change to become more native. Because when we hear the Z, you're Russian. We know it, right? That's very, very Russian. How do you say? Type of Russian sound that we can recognize in America. We know they're Russian, so we can hear certain words from people and know, oh, you're French, right? Oh, you're a Latin American. We can hear that. So because I've learned the Russian accent, I learned it on purpose so that I can learn to deconstruct it. So if I want to sound Russian, sometimes I will say things like, "Hello, my friend. Hello, comrade. I am coming to you here from Moscow. I'm from St. Petersburg, actually. I'm sorry, I'm not from Moscow. And we're going to smoke this American cigarettes and drink some Russian vodka, okay? Don't
Yes, yes,
worry."
yes.
So I learned to do this so that I know what not to do, how to change that Russian accent into something more native. So I've been practicing with my Russian students so that I can help more Russian students improve their Russian accent. So I think I'll be able to help you because I'm really working with Russian and Chinese accents at how they use their mouths and what they have to do to change it to become more native. So the first thing is going to be to eliminate that Z sound, right? Every time the fair, right? Z movies. Don't you come to my house and we going to drink a beer, like something like that. So that we have to change to that TH sound. The. The. Will you try to do that with me? The.
The, the,
The. Try to hold it,
the,
and if you can hear, this is why I have a nice microphone so you can hear there's vibration in my teeth. The. The.
the,
You did it. You did it for a second. Now you just have to learn to hold it. The. 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 Right?
the,
So when we say the in English, it's very airy. There's like a lot of air behind it. The, right? It's a lot of air. The book, the book, the book, the
the book.
child, the book, right? And it's different than the book, the book, the book. So when it comes to your Russian accent, I am ready for you, Alina. I will help you fix that over time. Most people should not worry about their accents. I believe that foreign people that come to America and bring their beautiful accents is what makes America amazing, right? We have French Americans, we have Latin Americans, we have Russian Americans, we have African Americans, we've got Chinese Americans, and they all have a little accent. Sometimes it's hard to understand each other, but it's okay because that's what America is. So don't necessarily worry about your accent, but if there's a way we can improve it, I'm here to support you and to help you there, okay? But it shouldn't be your priority.
Yeah,
A lot of
I understand that.
people respect Russians. When they come to America, we know that they're highly educated, that they've got masters, their doctorates, that these people worked hard at their universities. We know this about you. So my job is going to be to help you speak more elegantly, that you can present yourself better. Instead of saying simple sentences, I'm going to help you make and form much more complex sentences so that you can sound at your educational level, right? You're an academic town right now at the village, and you're an academic person. So in America, we have these academic peoples and circles and things like that. And so I want to help you one day come to America and blend right in with these group of folks that are busy solving problems of the world and analyzing economics and economic trends and things like that. So that is the world that's ahead of you. hopefully I'll be that tool that will help you get there. Okay, let me send you a picture, and this picture is going to be, give me one quick second. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
This picture is going to be part of our exercise that we're about to do. There we go. You should see it in the... Okay, you should see it in your chat. Aha, now I know you've seen it because of your reaction. Excellent.
Yes.
So we're going to do an exercise called the blind man. And this is going to
Oh,
help you...
can you please repeat
Sure.
this exercise?
We're going to do an exercise or a game. It's called the blind man. Blind means you cannot see.
Yes.
So I'm wearing these sunglasses because I have 3 monitors and I have lights for my... So that's... I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be cool or anything like that. Just I wear these to protect my eyes from all these... Sometimes I teach 10, 12 lessons a day, so I'm on front of the screens all day. So I'm the blind man, and your job is to describe this picture as best as you can. Now, if you do a really good job, I'll be able to understand what you're describing because I'm blind, right? If you don't do a good job, maybe I'm blind, so maybe you'll leave me confused and not understanding what you're saying. So when you're ready, describe this picture in as much detail as you can. If you run out of things to say, I'll help. I'll try to push you along and give you some hints and things like that, okay? And then afterwards, I'll do it, and then you'll compare how you're doing to myself, and then you'll see how there is room for improvement. Okay, so here we go.
I must do it now, or
yes.
I have some time to think, or not?
You must do it right now because this is exercise. It's like meeting a stranger. When you meet a stranger, you don't have no time to think. You have to start talking, and you don't know anything about them, so you have to start creating and talk about the weather. You have to start thinking about topics. So this is designed to kind of get you to start thinking and just keep thinking and talking and talking and talking and talking. Okay, so when you're ready, please start.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay. On this picture, I can see a dog. The dog has ginger hair.
Yes.
Not?
Good.
Yes.
Good. I love that word. You're the first student to mention a word like that. Thank you.
Ginger.
Please continue.
Okay. Also, a dog has brown nose and black eyes. It has a long hair, a long and smooth hair, I think.
Okay, nice, nice, good, good, thank you.
Well, I must say that this picture is funny. So the dog put its nose into a piece of bread, and you only can see her nose and eyes, no ears.
Okay, good, good.
No ears and neck.
Okay.
Oh.
What can you say about this? Yeah.
She used a piece of bread like a mask.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Okay. It has a blue. I don't know how to say it in English.
Okay. Try to describe what it is. If you don't know its word, try to describe its functionality, perhaps.
Well, it's a thing around her neck.
Okay, good.
And her owner put it on dog
Mm-hmm.
to walk with dog.
Mm. It sounds like you're describing a dog collar.
Collar.
Yes, so
What?
I'm the blind person, and you did such a good job to describe it that I responded to you. It sounds to me like you're describing a dog collar. So I'm giving you the word for free because you actually described everything about this thing around its neck. It's called a dog collar. Okay? So good job. What?
Collar. Okay,
Yes,
I
dog collar.
used
Yeah.
Google
Mm-hmm.
Translator
Yes,
and
yes.
I understood.
So what can you say about where the picture was taken?
Um, this picture was taken in a flat, in a
Mm-hmm.
room,
Mm-hmm.
in a flat. Mm,
You said in a
so,
flat. That is a word that refers to like an apartment or a room in the
okay.
UK. If you want to say it
Mm-hmm.
in America and you say flat, some people will have a difficult understanding. But flat is
Mm-hmm.
a perfectly acceptable word. If Americans can't understand you, too bad for us. Okay? But I just
Mm-hmm.
want to make sure that you know that this word flat
Apartments.
isn't necessarily a common word in American English.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to just say apartment like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
because you said flat shows that you are actually working with nice vocabulary, and there's nothing wrong with the British English vocabulary. I respect it tremendously. In fact, they have words in British vocabulary and common usage that I wish we would use in America, and we don't. We're kind of boring that way. So I appreciate the fact that you say flat. A nice word to
Mm-hmm.
use. I'm
Okay.
kind of
Okay.
getting an idea that you have nice vocabulary. Most of my students never mention mask. Most of my students they don't. They describe it, and so when they describe a piece of bread, I'm thinking they're maybe it's here, right? But the moment you say mask, it automatically puts this piece of bread right there. So you did a really good job. Um,
Thank you.
Out of all of my students, you did the best at describing the dog. You described his color perfectly. Ginger is an appropriate color. It refers to like a reddish brown hair. It's a golden retriever, so
Yeah.
that would be an appropriate color. You could say golden, you could say reddish brown, you could say orangish. Many ways to describe the dog's
Mm-hmm.
color. You did a really great job at explaining the dog's fur. It's got longer hair, yet it's smooth and silky. So it's something that maybe I want to touch because of the way you explained it. So good job. Um,
Thank you.
very well. So what did you think of this exercise?
Um, I like it so much because I'm a fan of dogs. I have a
Okay,
dog.
great. So you like the
Mm,
picture?
well, it's I can say that dogs. Well, my
Dogs
dog
make
is
you
my
happy.
passion.
Yes, dogs make you happy. I miss having dogs. I will have dogs very, very soon. I just can't have them right
Mm,
this minute. But I'm waiting for the right moment. And as soon as I do, I'm going to have like 4 or 5 dogs. I'm going to go right back to just being surrounded by my old friends. So I can't wait for the moment. So at least we have some topics to talk about, um, after the interview. Uh, During those classes, we have lots of
mhm.
talk. We can always talk about dogs and things like
Okay.
that. So that's a nice topic of conversation. You have nice, good, strong vocabulary. Ginger, bread. One word that I should mention is snout. Dogs have a snout. The snout is this piece that's the nose is connected to the nose. Humans don't have a snout. It's SNOUT, snout.
Snout.
Right? It's a
Okay.
very specific word for this part of the dog's anatomy. So that's one way that you could have improved on being descriptive. You could mention cutouts. right? There are two cutouts that are about the size of a human finger so that the dog can see through. There's a bigger cutout in the diameter of the dog's snout for the piece of bread to be slid onto the dog's nose. The dog's nose is being pushed through that bigger cutout of that hole, right? Things like that. You could have maybe mentioned the room. I see a black leather couch with white stitching. Maybe it's a dual material couch with gray canvas material. You could so many
Couch.
ways to be.
Couch
Couch
means
is like saying sofa,
sofa.
sofa, right?
Yeah.
And couch is spelled Couch. It's just another word that's synonymous for that. So if you said sofa, you could say couch. You could be descriptive on the material, black leather material, white stitching. The stitching is where they've sewn, right? With the detailing on that sofa. You could describe the white-walled room that the picture was taken in. I see a portrait or a picture in the background, in the very, very back, the very top of the picture. So many ways to be even more detailed. Um, and we'll do a lot of these exercises because we're going to work on you getting detailed. The more detailed you can get, the more descriptive you are. The more descriptive you are, it means you're really using adjectives, right? Adjectives are our best friends. They're our absolute best friends. And what I'm going to do is on our first lesson, I'm going to send you a list of 200 of the most amazing adjectives to use, and I'll show you how to do an exercise with that so you can improve the usage of that. It's a really nice exercise to help you learn how to do an exercise. But let me give you one other word. So here's an adjective, ripe. And ripe means if you have a piece of fruit, it means it's ready to eat, like a banana, right? If you have a green banana, it's not ripe. A yellow banana is ripe, it's ready to eat. So that's what ripe means. So example, if you have ripe, the exercise is done like this. Ripe apples, ripe bananas, right? Ripe oranges. You try to think of new words, new nouns to add to this adjective. But you have 200 words, and you'll just go down the list and do this exercise like that. It's a really nice way to kind of familiarize yourself and to use adjectives more. The more adjectives that you can use when you speak, the more elegant you sound. Because let me give you an example. Instead of saying, "Oh, I saw a car driving down the street," you can say, "I saw a red, flashy car driving down the street." Right? It's red and it's flashy. It was, decorative. It must be new. Maybe it was really shiny or something. So now you're becoming more descriptive in your language. And when you're becoming more descriptive, people say that you're more articulate. When you're more articulate, people consider you as somebody that speaks well. So my job is going to be to help you speak not just better, but speak more elegantly and use words creatively and phrases and things like that. For example, if you want to change the subject, let's say we're talking about politics and it's too much. We don't want to talk about politics. You could just say, "Oh, you know what? By the way, have you eaten?" Right? Now you just change the subject. "By the way, have you eaten?" And all of a sudden my mind is, I have to answer your question. No, I haven't eaten. Now you have an opportunity. Let's go get something to eat right now, right? So now you're having a nice constructive conversation. You're using the words creatively to get you out of scenarios you don't want to be in, but in a political way, right? Because the alternative is say, "I don't like this topic. I don't want to talk about this." That's rude, right? So you could just say, "By the way, have you eaten? Let's go get something to eat right now. Oh my God, I know this great pizza place." And then you just take the conversation to somewhere else. So these are things you already do in Russian, right? These are the survival skills that you have in conversation that you already do in your language. So the idea is to help you be as creative in English too. And that's what I mean by speaking more elegantly. That's all. Okay. Do you have any questions for me so far?
No.
Everything's okay. All right. Good, good, good. Um, So you did mention that your goals are to improve vocabulary, to speak more fluently. I think if you have lessons once or twice a week, you're going to feel more comfortable speaking English in general after 3 or 4 sessions. Usually, after about a month, you feel much more comfortable. I will say right now that I think your English is better than you think it is. Okay?
Mm.
If from 0 to 10, 10 is the most amazing English person, and 0 is somebody that's never heard English spoken before, where do you think you are in your spoken English?
Mm. Oh, 6.
Okay, fair, fair, fair. I think you probably are a 6. And that means we need to work at getting you to level 7. Level 7 requires you to have a lot of vocabulary. Okay? For you to go from a 6 to a 7, it means you're using vocabulary much more diversely. Um, do you use any grammar or any spelling apps for your phones, computers, things like that?
Mm. Mm. What do you mean? I use only Google Translator.
Okay,
It's
okay. Let me
okay.
let me introduce you to Grammarly. It's an app. You can go on your smartphone. You can download the app. You can go on your if you use Chrome. Let's say Google Chrome. You can go on your Google Chrome extensions and download the Grammarly extension. And it's really nice because number one, it corrects your spelling. Like your cell phone tries to autocorrect you, it'll autocorrect you, but it'll also do phrases and sentences, so it'll help you write a little bit better. But one of the neat things, and you're an you're going to be an economist,
Mhm.
and you're going to love data. You love numbers. You want to see data. Without data, you are nothing, right? You can't just imagine economics. You need to look at numbers and trends, and you have formulas, and you have graphs, and you need to see and analyze things, right? You might even be able to leverage algorithms and have algorithms look at certain trends and look at things that you can't see. So your world is this. This is your future from now on, right? Pretty much. So Grammarly does one amazing thing. It tracks statistics on how you type and how you
Mhm.
write. So I have Grammarly on my cell phone, on my iPad, and on my laptop, and everything that I type, and it tracks everything I do. And every month I look at the vocabulary statistics. It tracks how often you're using words, what words you're using, and it compares you to other Grammarly users, and it gives you a score. And as you learn, as you improve English, you can use that to kind of keep yourself motivated. And you can track your improvement because it gives you a percentile. Right now, I'm in the 98th percentile on Grammarly, so I use more vocabulary words than 98% of all the users there. Maybe it'll tell you you're 82%, right? As you learn, as you're learning English, you can, um, how do you say, arbitrarily gauge if you're improving or not on your vocabulary by using this Grammarly statistics. You'll be able to, 3 years from now, you'll be able to see it also improving or staying the same. And then you know if you can do things to improve or not. So that's one way for you to verify if your grammar and your vocabulary has in fact growing and improving. A nice way to monitor yourself. So if you would consider that, I would recommend downloading that app as well. That's a very nice, useful
Okay.
tool. And that metric itself, it's very nice to see. I've grown from 94% to 98% in about a year and a half. At just trying harder to use more words myself. Words that I've already known that I just didn't use. Now I go out of my way to use those words. And I see that metric on Grammarly going up and up. And so it's a nice confirmation for myself that I'm improving. And I think it would be nice for you as well because if you can see your improvement, it really helps your confidence. Okay? And your confidence is one of the most important things when it comes to English. A lot of foreigners speak better than they think they do. And a lot of foreigners are respected based on their simple speaking. They're respected more than they think they're being respected. So I want to eliminate the fact that if you have a pressure of sounding a certain way, all that, just forget about it. As you start sounding better, using better vocabulary, all of that, you will know that you are speaking better English. You will feel that you are speaking better English. It's a feeling, it's a confidence because you know that you're reaching people. And on top of that, you'll be understanding other people better too. Right? That's another challenge, maybe, is when people are speaking, is understanding them. So, um, these are things that are going to improve over time, and you'll see in a very short amount of time that'll happen. So, okay, let's take a look at a topic. How do you feel about food, Russian food? Can you tell me something about Russian food? I know nothing about Russian food. How would you describe it?
Hmm. Well, I can say that um, Russian people really like different soups. Um, oh, oh, oh.
Are you a food person?
I think yes.
You're a food person.
Uh,
Are you a food person like you are a dog person?
no, a dog person more than a food person.
Okay, now I understand how strong you are a dog person. So, what kind of a dog do you have?
uh, oh, it has no breed.
It's a mixed
Uh,
breed.
mm,
Hmm?
oh,
Mixed
yes,
breed.
mixed
We
breed
we
dog.
we can also say mutt. It's a mutt. M-U-T-T. Mutt. That's
Mat.
another word that's
Oh,
synonymous to
it,
mixed
it
breed.
is. It's big, white, and very clever dog.
Most mixed breed or mutts are extremely clever. I agree. I agree.
Yes.
So, how long
Mm,
have you had your dog?
um, for 8 years.
You've had your dog for 8 years. Is your dog 8 years old, or is it older than you've owned it?
No, she's um, 8.5
Eight and a
years
half.
dog.
So you
Yeah.
got your dog when it was a puppy, when it was about 6 months old.
Yes. Yes.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. You've had it most of your life. And did you find it on the street or somebody gave it to you?
Well, I found it um, when I was in or on dacha. You know what does dacha mean?
No, what is Dasha?
Dacha.
Dacha, dacha.
It's like a cottage, I think.
Ah, in a cottage. Okay.
Uh, yeah, dacha. Country
Interesting.
house.
Country house.
Uh, okay, summer cottage.
So,
The Google Translator
yeah,
helps me.
summer cottage. Nice. You're very resourceful. So, you found these dogs at a summer cottage. Maybe there was the mother had found this cottage to have the dogs.
Mm, well, I found it. She was she was uh, she was living in our cottage area. Okay,
I
it was
see.
autumn. It was the end of hot season.
Yes.
We went to our cottage just um, to end all the work
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and not to go there for all cold winter
Yes.
and spring. So we went there, and there was a little white dog. It was cold, it was rainy. She was,
It was destiny. She was yours from the beginning. You knew she
yes,
was your dog.
she
Wow.
was very thin, and
She was thin.
I, yes, and
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
decided to take her at home.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. I think everybody would have done that too. Very good. Good for you. So
Yeah.
that's a nice story.
Um,
You rescued your dog.
yeah. And what about food? I must tell you about Russian food. Yes.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Um, During their breakfast, Russian people like to eat porridge.
Porridge.
Yes.
Interesting.
Wow.
We eat a type of
Yeah.
porridge too. It's called oatmeal. That's our typical porridge. Oatmeal.
Can you please write it to me?
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Um, Dinner is usually complicated in
Mm.
Russian families. I mean that we have, first of all, we must eat soup.
Mm.
Secondly, we must eat some
Salad.
meat.
Mm.
No, some meat with pasta.
Mm.
Distilled meat or meat with potatoes.
Yes, yes.
Potato. And the third part of eating is usually something sweet.
A dessert.
Can be candy or cake.
Baklava.
Baklava.
Yes. That's
Uh,
that's something sweet that I remember that might be
mm,
Russian. I think it's
it's not.
Russian.
No,
See it?
it's
That
not Russian.
it shows you how much I know about your culture. I thought it was Russian, but it's not.
It's
Interesting.
it's something Turkish.
Yeah,
Um,
probably baklava. Interesting. Um wow. Okay, good. So you're interesting in some places in America, we have to have a soup first and then a salad, and then we have
mhm,
the main meal, and it usually has to be meat and potatoes
mhm,
or rice, noodles, pasta, something, right? Some kind of starch, bread, anything, and then more vegetables, and then, yes, the dessert. So we call that courses. When you're eating meals in sections, right? First is the soup, then you have the main meal, then you have the dessert. Those are different courses. So you might go to a nice restaurant, pay a lot of money for a 7-course meal. Wow. Right? Imagine 7 courses coming in, right? They're not all big, but there's something there. An
mhm.
appetizer, that's one course. Then the salad, that's another. The soup. Imagine a 7-course meal and enjoying that experience. So, uh, 5-course meal, 3-course meal, 7-course meal. There's different courses. So we call that courses, what you were describing. How first you have the soup and then you have this, right? Then at the end you end up with something sweet. Very good. Great. So these trial lessons are just for meet and greet to kind of get an idea of the student's English level, and then to come up with a personalized educational plan to get an idea of what your goals are and things like that. So I think for what we have to do, it's going to be fairly straightforward. Tomorrow, before you start your lesson, if you can send me anytime between now and your lesson, if you can send me a link for the job description that you are applying for, if you have a link, or if you can provide me, the actual job description, and if you can provide me your CCV or your resume, so that I can have that that'll help me give you a better job interview preparation, because then a job interviewer will have your resume and they'll know the job that they're hiring you for. So I want to kind of be a little bit stronger when I play that role for you tomorrow in our lesson. So
Okay.
at any time, if you can just send me through the chat here, just those two things, basically your resume and your job description. That way, when we meet tomorrow for our lesson, we can get right to work with preparing you for that job interview. And I'll do a little homework for that job,
Mm-hmm.
because I do this all the time with people as I help them prepare for their jobs. So the more I can do homework, the better I can be interviewer for you tomorrow. Okay, fair
Okay.
enough. Any questions for me now, or
No, no,
okay?
thank you.
All right. Well, we can end our session a little early because we've basically accomplished everything that we need to accomplish. Meet and greet. We've figured out what your
Mm-hmm.
educational level's at, what your goals are, what your curriculum's going to be, and then what our next steps are going to be, which is preparing us for tomorrow's interview question preparation. Okay? So
Thank
thank you so much. It was nice to meet you. I look forward to seeing you right away, first thing tomorrow again. So this will be great. I'll be ready for you. And just please don't forget to send me that info, and then we'll go
you.
from there, okay?
Okay.
All right. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you on our next lesson.
See you
Okay.
soon.
Bye bye,
Bye.
Alina. Take care.